Fast hands feel like a gift. You watch someone at the kitchen blocking speed-ups that you couldn't even see coming, redirecting hard balls with what looks like zero effort, and your brain immediately categorizes them as a different kind of athlete, wired differently, born with something you weren't. And that categorization, that assumption, is exactly why your reaction time stays slow, because if fast hands are something you're either born with or not, there's no reason to try to build them, but that's not what's happening. Fast hands are trained. Every single player you've watched who seems to have superhuman reactions built that through specific habits and specific practice, not genetics. There are 5 reasons your reactions are slower than they need to be, and none of them require a new body to fix. Let's go. 1. You're watching the ball when you should be watching the paddle. Here's the problem with watching the ball. By the time the ball has left your opponent's paddle and is traveling towards you, most of the information you needed has already been decided. The direction, the pace, the angle, it's all set. You're now reacting to a conclusion that was reached without you. Watching the paddle gives you the information before the conclusion. The paddle face tells you where the ball is going before it gets there. An open paddle face, tilted upward at contact, is sending the ball up. A flat or closed face is keeping it low and fast. A wide backswing means pace and angle. A compact motion means a controlled, directed ball. A player reaching wide has almost no cross-court options. You already know the ball is coming back down the line. A player in a comfortable, balanced stance could go anywhere. You stay centered. The body adds even more. Where are the hips facing? Is the shoulder loaded? Is the elbow high or low at contact? All of this tells you something about what's coming, not with certainty, but with enough probability that you can start moving before the ball has even cleared the net. That half step, that early weight transfer, that slight lean in the right direction, that's where fast hands actually come from, not superior reflexes. Earlier information. Train your eyes to move to the paddle first. It will feel unnatural at first because everything about how we naturally track sport teaches us to follow the ball. But the ball is the last piece of information in the sequence. You want the first piece. Watch the paddle. By the time the ball gets to you, you'll already be there. 2. You're flat-footed and you don't know it. This one is invisible when it's happening. You're not aware of it. Your feet just feel like feet, standing there waiting to be used. But there's a world of difference between feet that are waiting and feet that are ready. And that difference shows up as reaction time. When your weight is back on your heels, when you're genuinely flat-footed between shots, your body is at rest. To move in any direction, you first have to shift your weight off the heels, transfer it forward, and then start moving. That's 2 mechanical steps before you've gone anywhere. And in a fast kitchen exchange, those 2 steps are the entire margin between reaching the ball and missing it. When your weight is forward, on the balls of your feet with a slight bend in the knees and a very slight bounce, your body is already loaded. You're already in a state where movement can happen immediately. No weight transfer first, no lag. You move because you're already part way there. The split step reinforces this just before your opponent makes contact with the ball. A small hop that lands with your weight forward and your feet slightly wider than shoulder width. Nothing dramatic. Half an inch off the ground is enough. That moment of landing with forward weight is what lets you push off in any direction the instant you see where the ball is going. The players who seem to react fastest at the kitchen are almost always doing some version of this, staying alive in their feet, staying forward, using the split step so they're never completely still when a fast ball comes. Your hands aren't slow, your feet are just asleep. Wake them up. And if you want to take your pickleball to the next level, check out the Pickleball Master Pack. A pack that includes the Elite Player Guide, a guide with technical and tactical tips, exclusive routines, and much more. The Become a PPA Tour Player Guide, where you'll learn how to become a pro pickleball player. A full 7 days fitness routine to take your fitness to the next level. And a prevention routine to prevent injuries and enhance recovery. This pack already helped hundreds of pickleball players. Get yours clicking the link in the description. Let's continue with the video. 3. You're standing too far from the kitchen line. This one sounds backwards. You'd expect more distance from the net to mean more time to react, more space for the ball to travel, more time for you to get ready. But that's not how fast kitchen exchanges actually work. When you're standing a foot or 2 back from the kitchen line during a dink rally or a speed-up exchange, a ball aimed at you has more time to get there, but it also has more angle. A ball hit from one side of the court to the other from close range creates a sharper angle the further back you stand. To cover the full width of your half of the court from 2 feet behind the line, you need to cover more lateral ground than you do standing right on the line. The geometry works against you. You think you have more room, you actually have less. Standing tight to the kitchen line compresses the angles. A ball hit hard and cross has less distance to travel to the corner, yes, but you need fewer steps to get there. A ball aimed at your hip or shoulder arrives faster, but there's less redirecting of your body required to block it. When you're right on the line, everything is smaller. The court feels manageable. The exchanges feel, paradoxically, more controlled even when they're fast. There's another reason, too. A ball hit from the kitchen toward a player standing 2 feet back has more time to drop, which means it often arrives at a more difficult height, around the knees or lower. Standing on the line means balls arrive higher, which means you can block or redirect from a more natural, more controllable contact point. The kitchen line isn't just a strategic position. It's a physical advantage in fast exchanges. Stay on it. 4. You're tensing up right before contact instead of staying loose. This one feels completely wrong when you first hear it. When a hard ball is coming at you, the natural response is to brace, to tighten, to get ready for impact. Every instinct says stiffen up, protect yourself, absorb it with a firm body. And that instinct is exactly why your hands are slow. Tense muscles cannot move as fast as relaxed ones. That's not opinion, it's physiology. When your forearm is engaged, when your grip is at maximum squeeze, when your shoulder is locked up in anticipation, the neural signals that move those muscles have to travel through tissue that's already contracted and resisting. The movement that results is slower, stiffer, and less precise than the movement you'd get from muscles that were relaxed and available. The players who seem to have the fastest hands in a kitchen firefight are almost always the most physically calm. Loose grip, relaxed forearm, soft shoulder, they're not bracing, they're available. And when the ball comes, the paddle moves because there's nothing fighting against the movement. This is also why elite players can redirect pace so cleanly. They're not pushing back against the incoming ball. They're absorbing it into a soft hand and redirecting the energy rather than colliding with it. That's only possible with a relaxed grip. With a tight grip, you get a collision. With a soft grip, you get control. Before your next kitchen exchange, consciously loosen your grip. Not so loose the paddle moves around, just loose enough that your forearm isn't activated. Keep that looseness through contact. You'll find the ball goes more where you want it and gets there faster because there was nothing in the way. In this video, I show you the basics to become an elite pickleball player. I recommend you watch after this one. 5. Reaction speed is trained, not given. Everything in the first 4 sections changes how you use your current reaction speed. This last one changes the reaction speed itself. Here's what happens in your nervous system when a fast ball comes at you. Your brain receives visual information, processes it, selects a motor response, and sends the signal. The whole loop takes time. For an unfamiliar stimulus, a ball moving faster than you're used to at an angle you haven't seen much, that loop is longer because the brain has no stored pattern to pull from. It has to figure it out from scratch. That figuring out takes time you don't have. Now here's what happens when you face that same stimulus dozens, hundreds of times. The brain has a pattern. The response is already half loaded before the decision is consciously made. The processing loop gets shorter because the brain doesn't need to solve the problem. It just needs to recognize it. This is what sports scientists call pattern recognition. And it's the actual mechanism behind what looks like fast hands. You build it by exposing yourself to fast balls at speeds that are currently uncomfortable, not occasionally, systematically. The speed up and block drill where a partner fires hard shots at you from the kitchen and your job is to block them back low is the most direct way to do this. At first, it will be overwhelming. Balls will get past you. That's the point. Your nervous system is encountering unfamiliar patterns and starting to learn them. Do it regularly, 15 minutes a few times a week, and within a few weeks, the balls that used to get by you start slowing down. Not literally. Your pattern recognition is just faster now. Fast hands aren't a gift. They're a product of repetition at uncomfortable speeds, accumulated over time until uncomfortable becomes routine. The only way to get faster is to start practicing at speeds that currently feel too fast. Do that consistently and your nervous system will catch up. So there it is. Move your eyes to the paddle first, not the ball. And get the information before the ball is even in the air. Wake your feet up with a split step so you're never flat-footed when a fast ball comes. Stay on the kitchen line where the angles are smaller and everything is more manageable. Loosen your grip so your hands can actually move at the speed the rally requires. And practice fast balls at speeds that make you uncomfortable until your nervous system recognizes them as routine. None of this is a reflex upgrade. All of it is trainable today. Faster hands are waiting on the other side of the right habits. If one of these clicked for you, drop it in the comments. And if you want to keep seeing pickleball broken down the way it actually works, subscribe to the Pickleball Dude. See you in the next one.